Hey friends, this is Malik and today I gonna discuss more about Terragrunt. At first, I apologize for my delay to publish this video. Let's start. Before continue, let's have a look to some built-in function of Terraform. Base name function. This function works only with path string. Sometimes we need to extract a file name or just a directory name at the end of a path. So this function will help us. Let's see how it works. We just need to put the path and it will return the last portion of path for us. For example, if I put this path, I will get this result, the last portion of this one. Let's do it in action. If you have installed Terraform on your machine, just type here Terraform console and enter. Here is an environment. You can run built-in function for Terraform. For example, here base name, this address, and enter. You see, it will return the last portion of our path. Also, let's see another function. It's called dir name. It will remove the last portion of path and provide the remaining. For example, if we give the same path, it will remove the last portion and will provide the remaining as result. So what happens if I mix these two functions together? This portion will give us env/dev. Remove the last portion and provide the remaining. So now the base name function will work on this one, and as I told you, will provide the last portion as the result. So finally we will have dev. Let's back to terminal and here test this function. Ir name. Let's use the same path. Enter. You see, remove the last portion and provide the remaining. Let's combine these two functions together. This one with this one. Enter. You see, provide us the parent folder of the current one that we are there. For example, we are in US East 1. It will result dev, the parent folder for us. We will see how these two functions will help us in Terragrunt. Let's back to Terragrunt subject. Here, this is the code we were working on that. I wanted to make some change on this code. At first, I want to change the source from the local to remote registry. Normally, there are Terraform registry, and also we can use Terraform registry on GitLab, GitHub, Bitbucket, and so on. Here, I'm interested to show you how to use GitLab Terraform registry. Really, I publish my module to GitLab Terraform registry. If you want to know how to publish on GitLab Terraform registry, I add the link about this video and you can see how to publish your module on GitLab. At first, let's check the document on Terragrunt website. Here is the blog section, and under the Terraform blog, you see if we want to use Terraform or remote registry, we have to use this format, TFR and the registry host address. As I told you, I published my modules on gitlab.com. Let's go into my account on GitLab. I have a repository called infra, and from the left side in operate section Terraform modules, here I published some version of my module here. Let's use the last version 003. Let's back to VS Code and let's paste it here and comment the first one. You see here source, TFR, GitLab address, my account, and my repository. All the section of this address completely described in another video that I mentioned you some seconds ago. So let's run the code, but at first we have going to the proper folder. We are in the project, cd environment, dev folder, and US East 1. Terragrunt init. So let's run Terragrunt plan. You see here, let's check the CIDR block. Yes, the same CIDR block that we have defined here, it's using. So far, so good. Here the module that have downloaded from the remote registry. Let's go to the next step. Here I want to create a new folder under the environment called configuration. What I want to do, I want to transfer all the Terraform TFVars to this new configuration folder. Because when I want to do change on CIDR block, on subnets, or same thing like that, no need to going directly to deployment configuration. It is better to only access to the configuration file, and it will protect our configuration safely. So these questions may come to your mind. If you see in US East 1, we have terraform.tfvars. In US West also we have Terraform, the same names. So here we can change Terraform to every name we want. So let's do some change on configuration. Let's go into configuration and here create another folder for dev environment. And let's create another folder for production. In dev, let's create US East 1, also US West 1, the same that we have to our codes, and the same in production. In dev environment, in the US East 1 folder, let's create another folder called network. For example, later we want to add another component like a web application, an automation server, and so on. So we need to categorize all the configuration. Let's do the same in US West 1 and add network. So from here, let's cut this configuration and transfer here. And from the US West 1 also let's cut from here and paste here. So in environment, we have a configuration that's include all the tfvars file, and we have development and production environment that include HCL Terragrunt configuration file. I hope makes sense for you. Just until here, I transfer tfvar configuration file to another location. Let's delete this cache file to clean the folder. Also in US West 1, let's do that and clean this folder. You see at the moment in dev environment in US East 1, only we have terragrunt.hcl, and the same in US West 1. Normally, we don't need to change them, and every change we do is in configuration file, in tfvars file. For example, if we want to change CIDR block, public subnet, region location, and so on, we do change here. So how to access this configuration file? Let's back here. You see, before we had this sentence here, required var files. Just we use terraform.tfvars without mention any path. So here we have to mention where is tfvar files located. For access them, we need to going one step back, that arrive to here, another step arrive to dev. So at the moment we are in the same level of configuration. Just going to configuration, then in configuration going to dev, then in US East 1, and in network, and we arrive to terraform.tfvars. Let's run the code and see if everything is okay. Then we can go forward. Type terragrunt init. It going and initialize the code and plugin. No terragrunt plan. We got error. Let's see what happened. Failed to read variable file. So couldn't find tfvar file in the path we mentioned here. So it seems this way is not working. What we can do to overcome this issue? Here we need to use some Terragrunt built-in function. So let's going to Google and search for Terragrunt built-in function. From the result, click on the first one. This is Terragrunt official documentation. Here there are some function we can use in Terragrunt code. One of these function that here's come to help us, it's called get parent terragrunt dir. Let's click on it. You see here get parent terragrunt dir return the absolute directory where the terragrunt parent configuration file lives. There are some examples here, but let's see how it helps us in action, and we will understand how it works. Just copy the function and back to VS Code. Remove these dots and put it here. We need to put it between two oclad and also at $sign here. For example, let's remove one letter from here to see what will happen. So what it returned for us? As you see here, it is return this path. the top level environment. Why? Why it didn't return dev or project? It returned only environment. Really, it will go and look to include section. You see, when we define include block here, it will go and get the same level of include. For example, here, this include block looking for command.hcl. Command.hcl is located here in the same level of environment. So when we use get parent Terragrunt dir, it will return this path and it assumes the top level parent is environment. For that reason, it returns the top level environment as a parent. I hope makes sense about it. Let's fix it and run it again. Just I change this one to see what it will return. You see, it works. So with this function, it arrive here, environment. After that, just going to configuration, dev, blah, 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 and terraform tfvars. If you play with this function and search on internet for more example, you will make a good sense about it. Maybe at the moment this question comes to your mind again. Is there any way to play with this path? Absolutely yes. Let's continue. If you remember at the start of this session, we spoke about base name and dir name. So here, let's back to Terragrunt documentation. There is another function called get Terragrunt dir. This function returns the directory where the Terragrunt configuration file lives. The other one that we use, it returns the parent configuration. But this one, it will return our current place. So here, it will return its path. Let's see what will happen. Just copy this one. In VS Code, I want to remove this one. Replace here, like before, put between two accolade and $sign. Just let's see what will happen. Yeah, we got error, so it's normal. You see here, after US is 1, it will return total path. We are where? We are in the network, so it will return this full path for us. What we need from here? We need only the network. So the last portion, how can we get the last portion? Just here, it use base name, it will return the last portion. Let's run it. Done. But let's to see what's the path. Just I make issue here and see what's the path. You see, return network. This one, return the full path with using the base name. This is the Terraform built-in combined with Terragrunt built-in give us the last portion. So let's correct this one. So makes sense here. So let's play with this one. It's easy for you because we need this portion. If we use base name, it will return the last portion. In reverse, if we use dir name, it will remove the last one and will return this one. From the first to US is 1. We need US is 1 here. Just use the base name and will return the last portion. So how it works? In a state of US is 1, let's put it here between two accolade. So with dir name, it will remove the last portion. Dir name, it will remove the last portion and we are here. So I need US is 1. With base name, it will keep the last portion US is 1 and remove the other. So let's run. It works. So how about the dev? Also the same for the dev. How can return the dev? If use this one, again, oculots. So I don't need the last one, the IR name. Also, I don't need the other last one because we are here at the moment. So let's back here. We are here at the moment. So we don't want US is one. Again, for remove the last portion, just again, the IR name. So we are here. Here only I need to keep dev and remove the other portion. So it's easy, just base name, it's done. Let's back to US is one, network, and run Terragrunt plan. That works. Just copy this one. I'm going to US West 1 and put it there. So let's change the path. CD US West 1 network. Again, Terraform plan, and you see also it works. Here you learn how to use two very important built-in functions in Terragrunt. If you remember before, we used this one, find in parent folder, for find the .hcl file in parent folder, and also you can read for another function and learn about them. Normally these two functions that I spoke about them are very important in configuration. If you go to a company that using Terragrunt, normally these two functions use a lot. Here also for user friendly, we can change the name. For example, we can change the Terraform TFVars, change to network TFVars, and also for the other one, let's change here network. Here also we have go to configuration, dev, US is one, and change them to network to be more user friendly. So let's run again here to see everything is okay. Here I'm going to finish this session because it took around 25 minutes and I don't like you be tired about it. Really, I couldn't finish the subject, so next week I will provide you an extra one to complete this series. Thank you for watching this video, and I will appreciate if you like and subscribe this video. See you.